what I liked most about that was not just the technical side of it, but also the mindset. So that's where the coaching part comes. I think that's what actually got me is that it's a combination of both technical skills as well as your mindset, changing your mindset in terms of, that you can actually do it. It doesn't matter who you are. Like a lot of people think that, you can't do it. You don't have the money, or you don't have the skills, or you can learn all those things. And this is where these guys came in for me, is that, you can actually do that. It doesn't matter whether you're a beginner, you're a, experienced developer, but there's always a start to something. And as long as you follow the process and step-by-step guidance provided by, a mentor or a coach, you can do it. It doesn't matter who you are, how experienced you are. You can actually do it if you're guided properly. I'm generally very reserved and a shy person, and I didn't want to go in front of cameras. I didn't want to go in front of people, really. And the coaching that I got from this program has changed all that. With Audrey and I both, a live interview with Rob, and we also did a real deal in the PDN meetup. So it's changed the way I look at things. Because I was very shy, I didn't want to do it. I hated, not hated, but I just thought that I couldn't present. Even now, I'm nervous all the time, but knowing that, you can do it. You've done it before, you can do it. So that's where that mindset comes in, and that's changed it for me. It's the constant chatting between the mentors and the coaches and then the students. So we had a weekly mentoring session as well. That's a group one, right? So you get to ask questions, and with the coaching as well, the first thing what you used to ask was what went well and what could you do better, right? And going through that every month gave me that confidence. Tell them what my problems are and what I could do, like ask them what I could do better. Or towards the later part of the course, they've actually started putting that back to me and say, what could I do better? Yeah. Instead of telling me what you can do, you can do better, but think about what I can do better rather than just asking all the time. Yeah, I decided to do the program with Rob because of the dual nature that you have the technical skills as well as the psychological part of it, the mindset skills. And Rob's got a very good step-by-step process, and if you follow that process, I can guarantee that you will succeed. And he goes through each one of those steps very clearly, and once we finish with that topic, you have an opportunity to actually ask questions on the topic and then move on to the next topic. You also get one-on-one calls with Rob on anything. You can ask him anything in that session. That helped me quite a bit because when I joined the program, we're just starting one of our projects as well, and the issues and problems we were facing, we could actually ask Rob as those issues and problems came along. There's a lot of lessons to be learned. Firstly, I will give you an example where my first session with Rob, he saved us about $25,000, like straight away, by giving us one little piece of advice that covered our cost of the course. So that getting proper advice is very helpful, and Rob does that. One of the biggest ways Rob has helped me was when we were starting the project. We were deciding what kind of contract to sign up with the builder, and we were leaning more towards doing a cost-plus contract, and Rob straight away said no, that you should never ever do a cost-plus. When you're starting out projects, you should never do cost-plus projects. And we took his advice, and straight away, like I said earlier, we would have saved at least $25,000-$30,000 I was striving for freedom, pretty much. Freedom from doing a lot of things. Main thing, obviously, with property is financial freedom. And we were on that path already, but doing this course with Rob has totally enhanced it, and it accelerated our goals, pretty much. So instead of getting that freedom in 10 years, we probably get it in 5 years. That means I can spend more time with my family and do the things I want. I eventually want to stop doing what I'm doing in terms of my job and focus on the things I want to do. More time, because my daughter's growing up, and when they grow up, they don't have time for you. So I'm trying to make the most of it now and spend that time earlier than later. Yes, I definitely recommend joining the PDN community if you're whether you're experienced or not experienced, because you always learn something new. You're always learning something new, and there are experts within the community. There are accountants, there are mortgage brokers, there are builders. Anyone you want really is in the community, and whatever question you want to find an answer to, if you ask the community, there will be at least 20, 30 answers. I chose to work with Rob because the moment I met him, I knew that he knew exactly what he was talking about, and he explained things very clearly. I trusted him straight away. Put it honestly, just to put it bluntly, I had that trust, I had that rapport, and people I met before, although they may come across as genuine, but I didn't find that connection. With Rob, I did find that connection. His level of knowledge is I guess it's second to none. He seems to know everything. No, but any questions I asked or Audrey asked at that meeting, he was able to answer very clearly, succinctly, and it just felt like, it just fell into our hands, right? We weren't totally looking for someone, but it just happened. That's all it was. It happened. I would advise to think about what it would cost you without that advice from Rob. If you have the finances to pay for the course, you should absolutely do it. There is nothing. What I'm trying to say is you will get that money back. The first way that it's helped me was with all the technical skills that I've learned. I had very little knowledge of development, the whole process from the start to the end. So that step-by-step guidance by Rob helped me understand the whole process and follow. If you follow that process, I think anyone will get across and succeed. The second thing I would say was meeting a lot of like-minded people. That actually helps me even today, getting knowledge from each other. So that's a brilliant community. And finally, the mindset skills that's changed the way I look at things. I could have done it by myself, but after meeting Rob that day, we thought it would totally speed up things because of his level of knowledge and what it's not just his level of knowledge. I think it's also what he's doing. He's also in that same boat. He's also a developer. He also does projects. So all that experience he's gained over the years, he's just passing it on to us, and it will help even the most experienced developer out there. My first project was a 3 townhouse project in Paxcoville, Victoria, and when we started the project, we were already part of the program, and it was started in March 2020. It completed in April 2021, so this year, and it was slightly delayed because of COVID, and there was approximately about 15% return on total costs in that. That has helped me think about my retirement a bit earlier. I know it's not that much money, but it's worth a year or two's worth of salary, I would say. So that made me feel really pumped up and start on the next project. Obviously, there's two things that I want to talk about. One's the profit, which is always welcome, and I think also, the second thing is my personal growth itself. And I've learned so much during the project, from the start to the end. There's always issues, and the main thing I've learned is to be calm, and things will work out. And that's the way to go. If that's growth for you, if you stay calm, things will fall in place, and you'll get the required success. Rob's helped me on this journey by giving me that guidance. Every time I had an issue, I would go to him, even if it's a 5-minute chat. He has this knack of just solving problems. So within 5 minutes, he'll think of a solution, or he'll say, "Have you thought about this?" or "Have you thought about this?" And that was what I really liked about Rob as well. And he's an absolute legend of a teacher. Just getting that solution out there as quickly as anyone can. Really. Now I'm on to my second project, and the strategy for this deal is 2 townhouses, and it's a side-by-side townhouse, and we are actually going to be living in one of them, so that's what is exciting. And we'll sell the other one. So there's a lot of effort being put into this project because of the fact that we're going to be living in one of them. I always tell myself to invest in yourself. That is very important, and I would definitely recommend having a mentor or a coach to get that guidance about property and development. Any issues come across, you got someone to speak to. Hey Rob, thanks so much for your guidance over the last 2 years. It's helped me grow as a person, as well as learned all the technical skills that you've taught me. And I'm hoping to continue our relationship over many years. Thank you.